All right, everybody, welcome. It is the Wednesday Open Mic. I am Kevin Comstock, your host for this evening. Check it out. Tonight we have a theme. It's virtual hat night. So if you have the ability to go on the filters of your Zoom and put on a virtual hat, you need to do that now. And we're going to encourage other people to do it. It's all in fun. Check it out. I look like a pirate. Arr, arr, arr. Okay, that was great. All right, we're going to do our comedy show tonight. Let me just check in with everybody. Leroy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today, sir? I like that patch.
Thank you, man. It keeps my eyeball in my head. That's what I needed.
Makes a lot of sense, too.
There you go. All right, you're good, Leroy. I see one connecting to audio. Would that be Hector or Dutch? No, it's Dutch. Okay, I'm going to come back to you. Stephanie, how are you today?
Good.
Where are you located?
I'm unfortunately stuck in Indiana.
Indiana, I love it.
Yeah.
Where at in Indiana?
I'm near Indianapolis. So you know how New Jersey's the armpit of America. Indianapolis is kind of like the descending bowel.
Okay.
It's a bad place. No, it's just a flyover state. No reason to be here unless you really have to be here.
I used to have a girlfriend from Plainfield.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. She's still there. She went back. She was in Hollywood trying to do the actress thing, and everybody told her she needed to be home to be with her mom. So she did it. Well, you know, some families are not as supportive of careers as other families are.
Yeah, and they usually don't leave. They usually don't leave Indiana once they're
Yeah,
here.
that's really weird. It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
And did you want to perform tonight?
I was going to give it a shot. This is my first performance ever.
Oh man, well, welcome.
I decided to christen myself on your site. It's very welcoming. The interface is great. So yeah, so it's a big deal for me.
Well, thank you. You know what? We're glad that you feel that this is comfortable enough place to come. In a few minutes, I'm going to insult you really bad.
Sure.
No, I'm just teasing. I'm just glad you came. I'm glad you found a place that you're comfortable.
Thank you.
Chad, are you going to do some comedy tonight too?
I am. Stephanie, tonight's my first night as well.
Oh, great.
Oh, man.
They both are virgins.
Popping those cherries
Virgin
together.
night here at the Chuckle Contest. Dutch Martin, how are you?
What's happening?
You still in DC, brother?
Yeah, man.
All right, you want to do some comedy tonight?
Yes, sir.
You got it. We're just going down the list, seeing who we have today. Hector, I haven't seen you yet. Can you come on camera for a moment? Unless you're just planning to be audience, which you're absolute. Hector has his virtual hat on. Oh my God, Hector, you get a round of applause.
But not only do I have my virtual
president
hat,
today.
I've got, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm actually at a restaurant right now.
That's awesome. You look like a Jewish thief. Like a Jewish thief. Like, what? Pay me. Why don't you? I don't know. All right, it's exciting around here. Hector, you gonna do some comedy tonight?
I actually have one joke I want to give, but yeah, so to answer your
You
question,
can do
yes,
one
so
joke.
if
It can
you'll
even
accept-
be a knock joke, okay? That's how flexible it is. When you come to my show, you can do a knock joke. I'm not kidding, man. iPhone, is that Summer from Nebraska? Sometimes she comes with iPhone.
Hi, this is Cheryl. I don't know if my information is listed, but I'm just here to support everyone and
No
to
problem.
observe.
You want to be audience tonight? No problem. Where are you from?
Absolutely.
Where are you located?
I'm from Orange County.
Orange County, the OC. I grew up in Fullerton, so I get that.
Awesome.
All right. Hector, where are you located?
I'm in Southern California, Thousand Oaks.
Got it. Thousand Oaks. Probably been pretty beautiful there this last week, hasn't it?
It has.
And probably kind of hot, but that's not bad. All right. And we have Chris. Chris, are you coming on camera?
No, thanks, sir. I'm just going to watch and support. Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome to. If you change your mind, just yell out, "Hey, I want to try." Okay? No worries. No worries. All right, guys, you guys know the rules. We're going to do 4 minutes each tonight. 4 minutes each tonight. After 3 minutes, I'm going to hold up this 1 minute left sign. After that 1 minute goes by, I'm going to hold up the "That's your time" sign. When you see the "That's your time" sign, please go ahead and wrap up your show. You don't have to panic, but please don't go on and on like it's a novella. Okay? That's the rule. This is an open mic. Please be respectful of everybody's time and everybody's energy. And if something resembles a joke, let air out. Okay? That's an important part of laughing, is to let it out. All right, make yourselves at home, because you already probably are at home. Here we go. Check it out. I think it's time to start this show off right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, beggars and thieves, I don't care who you are, I don't care where you're from. We're just glad you've decided to come here and have some human contact. It's all about making each other laugh. Make some noise for me! Yeah, that was good. I'm always hesitant to say that, because it's like really sad when there's like just one person kind of going like that. It's really sad. So I always get impressed when I see a decent amount of applause. That was exciting. All right. Remember to tip your waitress or your waiter, because it's probably your spouse. All right.
Yeah, right.
Check it out. I don't know. I'm getting my second COVID shot on Friday.
Oh, that's
So
good.
excited about it. I'll be glad when I don't have to wear a COVID mask, because for me, a COVID mask makes every day a bad hair day.
Got my second one today.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. All right.
Actually, yesterday, and I've been drunk all day. So
There you go. Oh, I'm looking forward to mine then. No, some people are having really adverse reactions. You doing all right?
I'm fine. Just, I slept a lot today, but right now I'm ready to rock and roll.
Rockin'. Let me give you guys the order. I didn't announce it earlier. It's going to go Leroy, Dutch, Stephanie, Hector, Chad, and that will be the show. Oh, Richard's here. Richard, I didn't see you. You want to do some comedy, Richard?
Sure.
You got it. Richard actually did comedy from his hospital bed several times in this open mic. So talk about a guy who has to do comedy. That guy has to do comedy. Because I'll tell you, when I'm laying in a hospital bed, I ain't doing no comedy. I'm just not. So that's a real trooper right there. All right, I'm going to bring our first performer up. I've got a fabulous intro for this performer.
You're good.
This performer traveled the mighty Mississippi River alongside Lewis and Clark, was the clothing designer for Gandhi, and has a trained hyena. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Leroy Love.
Oh, that is so cool. Let's do something different tonight. Recently, I just retired in December after 42 years of driving a truck. 42 years. And I've been with my wife 50 years. So my daughter tells me, well, Dad, now that you're retired, what are you going to do? I said, I'll find some things to do. She said, well, here's an idea. You and Mom have been together forever. I think that you should get a dog. And I said, what the hell do I want a dog for? That's like having a child. She said, no, Dad, but you and Mom been together so long, sooner or later, one of you are going to die. And the other one's going to be heartbroken. So if you get a dog, you can move that love onto the dog. I said, but I love you. She says, but I'm not a dog. And I said, okay. And my wife's like, I want a dog. I want a dog. Well, we do anything for pussy. So I go out and I get my wife a dog. I get her a dog. Okay. As of right now, we've had this dog a year. My wife has walked this dog twice in the year. That's it. 2 times. Okay. But now let me tell you this shit is wild. This shit is really wild. But this is the wild part. Me and this dog have a relationship. We really got a thing going on. Like me and Mrs. Jones is me and Mr. Dog. Okay. So I told that dog when I first got him, I said, look, you are a rescue dog. That means somebody threw your ass out because they didn't want you. I decided to bring you in. But here are the rules. Don't your ass be acting crazy. Now, I understand dogginese. That's dog language. So the dog said, yeah, I got it. So I'm still used to getting up early in the morning. As a trucker, I would get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I still get up pretty early. I get up about 4, and around where I live, they have woods. So I get my flashlight and I'm walking this damn dog through the woods and I tripped. Boom. And then the dog starts laughing. Oh, your old ass. He said, you didn't trip. Oh, I was mad as hell. I said, let me tell you one damn thing, little dog here. If your ass move off that spot while I'm trying to get up off this ground, your ass will be back on the gravy train going back to the rescue center. The dog said, yeah, I didn't like you anyway. I said, as long as your ass staying there. So I got my old body up off that ground, and believe me, I was, for 2 weeks, my ass had to roll out the bed because I couldn't get up because my old body was hurt. But another thing about this damn dog, he ain't got no balls. Now, I don't know which the terminology is, sprayed or neutered, but all I know is he got a dick, but he ain't got no balls. But he's always trying to jump on another dog and hump him. And I told him, once again, I talked to the dog. I said, why are you trying to fuck something? You don't have any balls. This is what the dog told me. He said, well, I sleep under your bed at night and you got a dick and you got balls, but you ain't getting no pussy either. This little motherfucker. I said, so that's what you said? He said, you're not getting no pussy. I said, guess what? People all over the world, join hands, because I'm putting your ass back on the gravy train. And then he did the James Brown on me. He said, please, please, please. I say, Sammy. His name is Sammy. All right, I guess I'll keep your ass around. My wife say, that's your dog. I say, but you begged for the dog. That's your dog. I say, this is some brackanacko bullshit. But he is man's best friend, because no matter how I treat him, he loves me to death. My wife, on the other hand, say, you better get your tired ass over there and leave me alone. That's my time.
Hey.
Leroy, man, right on time.
That was
Exactly
funny.
4 minutes.
Oh, gee.
Good job.
Man, I lost my sound effects. That's okay. I'll dig them up because I had some technical issues. No problem. Leroy, you were talking about dogs. I love dogs. I used to work as a professional clown and I had a dog puppet and I used to make the dog puppet hump people. It was very much one of the funny parts of the show for the adults. And sometimes they would be horrified, but it always worked and it was always a lot of fun. Here comes our next Our next performer is a ballet instructor, vacuum cleaner salesperson, and a candy cane maker. Put your hands together. From DC, it's Dutch Martin. Imagine sound effects. Imagine clapping.
Thank you, folks. Thank you very much. You know, folks, it's a scary thing when you gain weight as you get older. See, you know you're getting too big for your britches when your underwear have more holes in the crotch than a golf course. Okay. You know your pants are too small when you sit down and the ass splits open at the parting of the Red Sea. Okay. You know you might need to go up a size or two in wardrobe when even your relaxed fit jeans have hypertension. And you might want to put down that extra piece of chocolate cake when you know in your heart of hearts that your ass is about the same size as the congressional district you live in. What I'm trying to say, I'm no longer a small man, folks. I'm a big man in a big man's world. See, I'm a yoga instructor and I practice yoga, but doing that is a lot harder now that I'm officially a big man. See, most of the yoga poses that I did were a part of my practice, but now I'm so big, half of the poses went into private practice. A few have even formed their own LLC. Now, don't get me wrong. I still practice yoga. I love yoga. In fact, as I've always said, my yoga practice opens my body up in ways a police cavity search never did. But, you know, I've gotten to the point where I'm so big, it's like my next cavity search might require the jaws of life. I went to Costco to buy some XXL clothes, but apparently XXL clothes are the only thing that Costco doesn't sell in that size, which, given the candy aisle, it's kind of ironic. So I went to the men's DXL, Deluxe XL, that's triple X and above, men's clothing store. Salesman takes my measurements. Okay, Mr. Martin, what are we working with? Next size, horse. Okay, chest size, gorilla. Okay. Waist, hungry hippo. Apparently, the salesman also doubles as a zookeeper. Now, I also work out and lift weights, but I hate doing cardio. I'm terrified of doing cardio. I'm a big man. Cardio is not my thing. Remember those public service announcements back in the day where you saw the egg frying in the pan with the message, "This is your brain on drugs"? Well, every time I step on a treadmill, this voice in the back of my head goes, "This is your metabolism on pause." I mean, really.
That was a good one.
It's scary how your metabolism changes once you hit 40. Now, I'm 47. When I was younger, I could eat whatever I wanted and my metabolism worked overtime. But as soon as I turned 40, my metabolism went from model employee to union worker on strike. And then when I turned 45, it just took early retirement. And it's funny, when I get angry, that voice in the back of my head starts speaking to me like I'm Martin Luther King Jr. I've been working all your life, burning all your fat and breaking down all your glucose, and I haven't had a paid vacation in 47 years. Well, no more. I'm going to let the fat accumulate around your midsection. I'm going to let the cellulite build up around your ass and thighs. Why? Because I'm your metabolism. So you can't report me to HR. I'm union, so you can't fire me. I'm grandfathered into your DNA, so I don't need your permission. You can run on that treadmill all you want. I'm moving to Florida. That's all I got, folks. Thank you.
That's good. Ladies and gentlemen.
That's good. That's
That was
good.
funny.
I don't know if you caught this, but Dutch Martin is actually a time traveler. He's in Christmas. Okay. He's actually in December, and he traveled to this time because he knew this would be a kick-ass open mic. That's how it works around here. That's how it works.
Actually, this is Ramadan. My wife is Muslim, so this is Ramadan.
Kick-ass even better. I love it. See, this is one of the things, and I don't mean to sound ignorant because I probably am, but I just want to say this is what I think is really cool about doing this is we see people from all over the world, but we don't just see you. We see you in your natural habitat. And because of that, we get to learn a little bit from each other. So that's awesome. Nice. And on that, let's bring up the next comedian, ladies and gentlemen. This next performer is a skydiving instructor. She makes homemade pickles and has a pet aardvark. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Stephanie.
Hi.
Yay!
Thanks for having me. So, I'm sure everyone's familiar with death, right? I mean, this is definitely the season of death, death everywhere. And, I have my fair share of death. Unfortunately, my mom died from COVID. And, she had a great life. She was 94, but I think there should be for me, there's some kind of symbol or way when someone's kind of ready to go. She left kind of this sludge, this snail sludge behind her wherever she walked. It was kind of like this trail of like icky biohazard stuff, like right. So what we don't realize about death is, or I didn't, because this is my first parent who died, is that it's not about death. It's the snapshot of someone's life when they die, because they can't pack up their things, they can't put it away and have everything tidy. It's like that Mount Vesuvius, that volcano that hit Pompeii in 79 AD, and everyone was kind of frozen in their, daily life, right? So I feel like we've had this Mount Vesuvius moment with my mom, and my husband was nice enough. She lives in Connecticut. I'm originally from New York City, Connecticut area. And I said, can you go back? You're not doing anything anyway. You don't work. Can you please go back and, pack up my mom's stuff? And he said, yeah. And I said, thanks very much. Well, you don't work anyway. So what else are you doing? So he went over and he packed up her stuff. And the first day we found kind of this cool stuff, like, the proverbial, World War II photo of like a cousin, or I found my sister's Santeria cookbook of like when she was studying voodoo, how to like, which animal how she's going to cut it, which spell, but like, oh, that's cool, And then I call him the next day and I go, how you doing? And he goes, I'm okay. And I said, well, what's wrong? He goes, I found things. And I go, what do you mean you found things? He goes, I found things. And I said, well, what'd you find? He goes, underneath the sink, I found a ginormous dildo. And I go, what do you mean you found this ginormous? She's 94. What do you mean you found a ginormous dildo? Yeah, it's really big. I like, how big? Well, the first thing I didn't ask is how big. I said, what color? It's white. I said, oh, okay, well, that makes sense, And generational thing, I guess. And I go, and how big? He goes, family size. I said, family size? And he goes, yeah, and it's got veins. I go, okay, that's enough. And it goes like that. I go, okay, that's enough. That's enough. I don't need to hear anything more. And he goes, and it goes like that. And I go, no, I got to process this. So he hangs up the phone and I go, she's a lady. She's a grown woman. She can do what she wants. She's had a life. She wanted pleasure. Oh, that's okay. So I call him the next day. And he goes, oh, wait a minute, just hold on phone. And I hear, I go, what are you doing? What? He goes, I'm speaking, how do you know Hebrew? And I go, what are you doing? He's like, it's a burial prayer. I'm rummaging through her stuff. I'm ruining the sarcophagus. I go, what did you find? And he goes, this time it's periwinkle. I go, periwinkle, how do you even know that color? Periwinkle? And he goes, yeah, and it does other stuff. I go, what do you mean it does other stuff? And he goes, well, it can go like this, and then like looks both ways across the street, and then goes, eh. I go, that's okay. I don't need to. I go, well, maybe someone gave it to her. And he goes, I don't think so. The head is super degraded. It's like really worn out. And the buttons, they're like kind of crusty. They're like, someone's used it. Someone has definitely used this thing. And I said, okay, great, great. And I hang up the phone, I'm thinking like, wait a minute. I've spent time with that lady. And she's like, I can't work my remote. Help me, I can't get the Hollywood. I can't get the classics on my remote. And I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking like, she could single-handedly do this and orchestrate a gangbang at will, yet she can't use her remote to change a channel. You gotta be kidding me. I'm on to that bitch. Like, I can't do it. And I'm thinking like, yeah, right. I wish I knew that she had like a plethora of dildos. She had to do this to it. And then I would have like, been less patient. I need a new channel. And then I realized that thing behind her, that trail behind her when she walked, like that biohazard thing. I thought, oh, poor lady, she's getting old. No, she was getting it all the time by the periwinkle, by the big white thing that my husband was very, very keen to act out in front of me. And, I'm thinking like, okay, that's a way to go. But I don't want any more mountains. I'm done.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give Stephanie a round of applause. First time, man. You did what 99% of people on this earth are too scared to do. Right there.
True story, just happened.
Really?
Yep, just happened.
Now, I'm hearing somebody has a lot of noise or feedback. So if you have a lot of noise in your background, mute it, or I got to track you down and mute you myself. But please try to be considerate of the other people, because we do hear everything in the background, even when you're selling crack. I had to say something. Look, Cherry's here. Cherry, how are you tonight? I get that. That means great. Perfect. Good to have you, Cherry. We're going to move on to our next performer. Oh, this guy. Wait till you hear this intro. Our next performer is a TV news anchor, former Secretary of State, and has a skull made of tungsten. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Hector Diaz.
Woohoo!
Oh, my sound disappeared again.
Thank you. Hold on one second. All right, here I am. Thank you for that. The great introduction. I absolutely loved it. So the other day I was walking my dog, and while I was walking my dog, I noticed that there was a couple things. Number one, there was a neighbor that was watching me, and she noticed that I was picking up other people's dog shit. And so she asked me why I was doing that. And I said, it's because I'm the dog shit whisperer. That's it.
What occupation?
That's it. That was it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hector, he's the dog shit whisperer. There's big money in that, man. There's big money in
That's
that.
my bout.
Especially if you got shit for brains.
Let's just talk technique. Do you do the bag on the hand and grab it, or do you actually have like some kind of tool?
It's an actual the handed bag strategy.
When you do the handed bag,
gets the actual feel for it.
When I walk my dogs with my daughters, and then I have the warm stuff in the bag, I always ask my daughters if they need a hand warmer. I love that.
Gosh.
They get so mad at me when I say that. That's the way it goes. That's the way
I do the
it
grab
goes.
and go. The grab and go.
Grab and go. Yeah. Well, it's Leroy. I
man.
can totally relate to your joke too, because I actually got, that's how I had my dog, is my daughter. It was for my daughter originally, and then it became mine by default.
That sometimes happens with dogs. All right, let's bring up the next performer. Can you feel the energy? Holy shit, it's out of control in here. Ladies and gentlemen, this next performer produced a documentary on how to make a documentary. He's a skilled ice sculptor and has a collection of ceramic clowns. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Chad Brannon.
Thanks, Kevin. I'm going to do the full vibe and hold the microphone. This may make some of you think you recognize me. My old career, which was performing in my mother's mirror with her brush. I've had a lot of things going on the last few weeks, actually. I came out 3 weeks ago. So just in time for, yeah. It's so funny when you finally come out, your friends, they've mentioned it over the years, and you find out that they chattered about it. And strangers have always felt the need to tell me. And I mean, family never knew what to do with me, but after 45 years, I came out as a comedian. Thank you. #brave. I know. It's kind of a beautiful moment. Yeah. Tonight is my first time to ever do stand-up. I mean, this is a true story. It's all new for me. It's something I've secretly always wanted to do, and I truly did come out. So, like I said, it's my first time. Be gentle. That's what I usually tell to my Grindr dates. I'm from a small town in Alabama, as this accent probably shows you. I live in West Hollywood with this accent. People don't know what to do with me when they meet me. They hear the hillbilly half of my accent and then the gay half. It's probably why they think I hate myself. They think one half is going to march in the Gay Pride Parade, and the other half of my accent's going to have well, they're not at a parade. They're at the meth lab, but that's my cousins. When I moved to LA, though, I did find out that I truly was the official Beverly Hillbilly. That's my title here. I grew up in that small town, and I grew up in a trailer. Now, I'm fancy now, so we call them manufactured homes, but I grew up in a trailer. My parents are actually in the industry. My dad was a mobile home truck driver, and my mom, she's in the car that's behind with the lights and the sign that says overhead in the signs. Those are called escorts. And I did that. I did it. She did it my whole life. I did it once I was 15. And when I turned up to college, this is a true story. My very first day of college, evangelical, very strict Christian college. Here I was naive. And back then you filled out things on paper, and it asked my mom's occupation. I sat there in a panic and I said, Jesus, I can't lie. And I'm like, Jesus, what are we going to tell? And I did have to put down that my mother's occupation is an escort. The thing is she's a hoe, but the way we were living, she wasn't charging for it. In the small towns, everybody has loopholes to get around the Bible. So like the one that I think is my favorite is you can't gossip. But how you get around gossip in a small town is you have to start the sentence with pray for. Now, if you say pray for Sally and Bob, Sally's having an affair with Bill, well, then it's okay. Jesus don't get mad. Or pray for Leroy because the things he's been doing to his mom and daddy, I've heard. Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
So yeah, pray for is the epitome of gossip. So I've enjoyed myself tonight. I'm going to end with that. And tomorrow, when you're gossiping with your friends, and I want you to think of me and pray for me. Thanks, guys.
We're gonna pray for you.
Hey.
Talk about my mom.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, doing something that 99% of the population is too scared to do. Imagine how prepared you now feel for any job interview you go to. A job interview is easier than making people you don't know laugh. Everything's easier than making people you don't know laugh. So just feel good about it, brother. That was really, really fine. That was fun, man.
Thank you. Good. Really was good. It was good.
What I just want to know, was your family really mobile home drivers?
This is going to be the basis of my humor. I don't have to do nothing but structure the stories into joke because they're all fucking true. Yeah, my mother really is an escort.
That's great. And you're a perfect example of people say, what do I need to do comedy about? You know what you do comedy about? You do comedy about what you know, and what you know is your life experience. And it takes nothing more.
Because my mom might see this. My mom's not a hoe. I didn't make that part of the story up.
But you look familiar out there on that damn road when I was driving my truck. Maybe
I was at the truck stop.
It was your ass. That's who it was.
I'm what they call a lot lizard.
Oh, I know.
Shit.
Man, I never heard that term before, but then again.
Okay, this open mic just went sideways real quick.
We're going to go more sideways right now. It is the interactive portion of the open mic. I'm going to put a picture up, and it's up to you to come up with a caption for the picture or a hashtag. Here's our picture tonight.
I got one.
Mine is, she's going to blow. Chris, what's yours?
Crack rock.
Crack rock. I love it. A big old rock crack. That's so great.
Mine is what an ass.
What an ass, man. I know.
Mine is mountain size.
Mountain size. There you go. You could do rock bottom. That would be another one.
I got one.
Mine is she needs to shave.
She's got some dangles, but that's okay.
Mine is I told you no. I had Taco Bell earlier.
Good job, everybody. Very creative. This is so exciting. See, this is what we do here. We make it fun and we have fun. And on that, I got a guy coming up. This guy's fun, ladies and gentlemen. He's a reality TV star, a Walmart security guard, and a Nobel Prize winner. Put your hands together for Richard Mullen.
Congratulations to all the people who did it first. Stephanie, I got a question. Did your mother have a smile that couldn't wipe off when she passed away?
She was such a bitch. You'd think if she was getting it from Periwinkle and the whatever, she'd be a little nicer. But no, she was nasty in a lot of ways. So
as mentioned, yes, I've done a number of these shows actually from my hospital bed because I can't afford Club Med, so I go to the actual Club Med. And being in Canada, the price is right, so all of that. If you're wondering, that's free, and it's good. It's all that. Like, I was actually in the hospital yesterday, and certain things I learned you don't say in the hospital. Like, I wish this thing was fucking over. I was in the psych ward 5 minutes later trying to convince them that, no, I don't want to be dead. And saying things like, I don't want to be dead because you're a nurse I haven't fucked yet. That just gets security. But it's all right. It gets you out of the hospital really fast. And you get an extra pair of cuffs to bring home with you. And then also, now that I've been going for a number of years and I crack jokes all the time there, nurses decide they want to crack jokes at me too. And I was doing some nuclear tests a couple of weeks ago, and they're explaining that it's radiation that's going to go up and down my body. And I basically said, oh, well, could I have something lead to put over my boys? Because I'm single again for the third time, and this time I'm gonna make it a party. You know, I'm gonna make my maple syrup spread everywhere that I can. And the bitch gave me a pencil.
Mm. He said lead. He said lead.
No, it has graphite up here in Canada. That was the worst part. But anyway, you know, and I just basically have fun. Now we have these Zoom shows and everything like that. And I'm in chat groups for motivation and the whole thing. But I like freaking the people out. I discovered I have this talent.
Yes.
That makes people think I'm frozen. But anyway.
You got me.
You win.
Nice one.
It's not because I could do the desk there at a call. It's because I actually died 3 times. And when I woke up the third time, I wanted them to send me back. Because fuck, Trump was president and everything like that. Was Christ almighty. You know, this cranky orange guy just trying to rule the world, and basically I wouldn't hire him to clean my toilet now. But I do hope he goes to the Saudi Arabian government for justice after he gets away, or if he gets away with all these court proceedings, all 192 of them by now, I guess. And but you know, it's all good. And I'm gonna end on this thing, okay? I did have a double transplant. I was the first to survive the specific one. I had pancreas and I had a kidney. So I'm not diabetic anymore. So I'm not sweet at all anymore. And basically, I gotta say, I may need some spares. So if you see me driving in back of you and trying to cut you off, it's not an accident. I am. Anyway, thank you very much for your time.
Richard!
Straight to the cow.
Hey, we're glad you're feeling better now, man. Let me tell you. I bet you if you need some extra organs, though, you could probably get someone to like sell you some in the Philippines. I think you can get any organ. You just have to go to the Philippines and you just ask around.
Yeah, but in the Philippines, I'd want the right sex, and it's fucking confusing in the Philippines.
I haven't been there yet, but you know what? I'm going to take your advice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a complete and total pleasure to be here tonight with you. On behalf of the entire Greg Dean team, I want to thank you. Tonight, let's talk about what we learned. We learned about moving love to a dog for pussy and a dog with a dick and no balls. We learned about underwear with crotch holes and cavity search with the jaws of life. We learned about a trail of biohazard coming out of mom and finding mom's ginormous white dildo. We learned about picking up dog poop. We learned about coming out as a comedian and a mom who is a real escort hoe. Maple syrup everywhere, and we're tired of the cranky orange guy ruling the world. It only happens right here at the world's greatest open mic. Guys, I just want to say thank you. Let's get a round of applause to everybody. We had Leroy, Dutch,
Baltimore Leroy,
Chad, and Richard. I want to say, guys, those of you who did this for your first time, it means a lot to me that you felt safe coming here and trying it here. It really does. So I wanted to say thank you for that. Please come back and do it again. And remember this, these are the 5 most important words about stand-up comedy from Greg Dean. Are you ready? The 5